In the early 21st century, there was a woman with many aspirations to become a flight attendant, florist, an actress, and more. One day, she decided to pursue one of her dreams, becoming a mother. When I think about her, I can help but wonder, what would her life have been like without me, Miyu Inoue, standing in front of you guys? What if she had chosen not to have children and instead pursued her career? Or better yet, what if she could have a feminism book to remind her that before being a woman, she's a human, so that she can also do it all like Barbie? These thoughts kept swirling in my mind. And just like that, I was drawn into feminism, questioning everything I once took for granted. I'm not here to call anyone out, nor do I simply repeat what great feminists have already said. I just want to share 3 stories with you. While understanding complex theories and ideologies is vital, I want to start by uncovering where those theories manifest in our everyday lives. These are my own stories that are small yet immense, like a butterfly's wings, stealing wings of greater changes we have yet to see. The first one is about my experience watching the actress Marilyn Monroe. When I watched The Misfits, I just realized that even though everyone has their own way of seeing the world, popular media like movies and TV shows have limited that perspective, specifically in a sexualized way. There was a scene where Marilyn was playing a game and enjoying a drink at the bar. The atmosphere was lively, and they started playing a game. Gradually, the camera zoomed in on her moving hips, and in, and in. Wait, I didn't come here to see her moving hips, and Marilyn probably didn't intend to act through her hips in this scene either. That was when I truly experienced the theory of male gaze, heterosexual perspective that sexualized women. Since then, I've been more aware of the specific perspective it was built upon each shot in films. Suddenly, I found myself immersed in feminism films, devouring books, and gaining insight from many people. The more I learned about feminism, the more my past experiences and unanswered questions started to make sense. It was eye-opening. But that excitement wasn't something I could easily share. I wanted someone to feel it too. That's why I bring feminism into my school life. I gave speeches and put up posters without permission. Luckily, the principal liked it, so it never became an issue, don't worry. Before long, both openly and behind my back, I became known as the typical feminist and queen of the feminists at my school. Now, I want to share the second story, which is about my classmate. To him, feminists were women who tweeted excessively about the issues like transgender women using women's restrooms. While some of these women are indeed feminists, they only represent a fraction of the movement. Now, let me clarify while I define feminism for in that speech. Feminism is a movement to end sexism, sexist exploitation, and oppression. This definition comes from the remarkable feminist Bell Hooks. According to her, anyone, whether they are male, female, non-binary, disabled, queer, or person of color, or someone even who have never experienced a gender-biased discrimination, can be a feminist, as long as they are moved to take actions towards this cause. However, at my school, I was often stereotyped as a typical feminist, despite the variety of the feminism. Later at my school, we had the opportunity to speak with a transgender person. What he shared reshaped my understanding of gender. He told us that gender exists on a spectrum, not a rigid binary of male or female. And afterwards, my classmate said something that struck me. He said, I always felt like feminism was blaming men, blaming me. it wasn't just his misunderstanding that made him uncomfortable. It was also a stereotype attached to feminists like me. In a way, he was also struggling the same societal expectation that feminism seeks to challenge. Finally, I want to share the most personal story of all. My feminism journey began with my mother, and she has always at the heart of it. But at the same time, it was a terrifying journey, because too excited about women's empowerment and challenging the patriarchal family structure, it felt like I'm questioning my mother's efforts of raising me and my family that my parents have built together. So I started off with small steps, like playing the movie Barbie in the living room, and bringing up the topics like sexual violence in our daily conversations. Slowly, they started to recognize my thoughts and feelings. Perhaps that's why my father now buys me the Feminism Encyclopedia, supporting my learning in his own way. Changes doesn't happen overnight. My family, like any other, is still evolving. But through these conversations, I feel a little less alone in my journey. Today, I've shared 3 stories with you. What I wanted to emphasize is that no matter how small the realization, voice, or action, it inevitably carries significant impact, whether it's positive or negative. Feminism is said to begin in the 18th century, but feminists who were never called feminists probably exist long before that. The movement didn't spread overnight. It has been a continuous series of pivotal realization, small actions, and small voices to brought us where we are today. Now, I encourage all of you to take that first step. It might be as simple as journaling your thoughts, reflecting what you consume, or even starting a conversation with someone close to you. Your action can be the spark of something much bigger. And no one knows yet what kind of impact your action will have. And remember, feminism is for everyone, everywhere, all at once. Thank you for listening.